In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to use the track freeze function for both audio and instrument tracks. Very often, when you're working with large, complicated Cubase projects, which make use of a lot of virtual instrument tracks and place a heavy demand on your computer processor through the use of plugins, you can start to get cracks, pops, bangs appearing within the audio data stream. One way of avoiding these is to reduce the burden on your computer CPU by freezing individual tracks. Freezing a track essentially creates a new audio file containing all of the virtual instrument and plugin data rendered into one audio file. This means that Cubase doesn't have to run the virtual instrument and all of the plugins in real time. Have a listen to this Cubase project, which contains a lot of virtual instruments and plugins. Let's open this piano MIDI part here, and we can see that there are two insert effects, Rimworks and Chorus, running alongside the Halion 1 VSTi. If I press F12, I can also see the VST performance meter whilst listening to the track. I'm sure you heard clicks and pops within that section, and that you saw the little orange light here light up showing some overload to the CPU. So let's now start thinking about freezing this instrument track. Select the piano MIDI track, and we're going to use the freeze button. If we click on this, up comes the freeze instrument options window. We can either freeze the instrument only, which will just freeze the Halion, or we could freeze the instrument and channel, which means that the audio file is rendered containing any insert plugins in addition to the VST instrument. This is the option I want here, and I want Cubase to unload the instrument when it's been frozen, so I'm going to tick this box. This means it will turn off the Halion 1 engine and reduce the burden on the computer. Let's now click OK, and let Cubase start to freeze the channel. Cubase will now build an audio WAV file version of the Halion 1 instrument channel. If you look at your Cubase project on the computer now, you'll find an additional folder called Freeze. Inside this will be the audio WAV file of the track that you've frozen. It's really important that once you've frozen an instrument track or audio track, that you retain these freeze folders. Once it's done, let's have a look at the freeze folder. So let's open up the location on the hard drive, and here is the folder called Freeze. And inside there is a piano MIDI WAV file. This is the audio rendered version of that channel. Now let's listen to this back. We can see that the track is frozen, various buttons are greyed out so they're not actually active, the Halion 1 is orange, and the track frozen button is shown in the tracked inspector. There's very little I can now do to edit this individual channel. You can see the Rimworks and Chorus are greyed out because they're turned off. Let's have a listen. And you can see in here now that this has lessened the burden on my audio engine, and I can have a track that plays back without any clicks or pops. In large, complicated Cubase projects, you may find yourself having to use the freeze function on a number of different tracks. Freezing tracks is a really useful tool and helps you make the most efficient use out of your computer CPU.